Good morning, St. Paul's. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, and you're watching Wolf TV, bringing you the latest news, sports, entertainment, and everything in between. We have a great show for you today, and to address what many have asked, yes, we are doing this show live. Here are the announcements for today. PJ's Coffee will be opening on Wednesday, August 20th today for lunchtime and is offering a buy two, get one free deal for the remainder of August. You can find PJ's Coffee in the library. They hope to see you there. Today! Tomorrow, immediately after school, there will be a short informational meeting in the old gym for anyone interested in joining the wrestling team. Come see what wrestling is all about. If you have any questions, please see Coach Pat or Coach Ivan. Now let's look at news. This past week saw a major escalation in the Israel-Gaza war. Several dozens were killed in airstrikes near refugee camps and aid sites near Israeli forces launched a full offensive attack on Gaza City. Prime Minister Netanyahu defended the campaign as essential to defeating Hamas. However, critics warned him that this risks further chaos and endangers hostages who are still held in Gaza. Meanwhile, Hamas approved a 60-day ceasefire proposal brokered by Egypt, with Israeli officials still remaining skeptical and demanding Hamas's dismantling as a condition. International leaders condemned Israel's strategy, calling for a UN stabilization mission. Australia and New Zealand also pledged to recognize Palestinian statehood at the upcoming UN summit, adding diplomatic weight to the pressure. On another note, Israel is facing severe backlash after killing of Al Jazeera journalist and 5 colleagues in a targeted strike. The Israeli government claimed that they had ties to Hamas, but Al Jazeera denied the accusation, and the UN condemned the attack as a breach of humanitarian law. The violence continues. The world watches for signs of resolution, though now peace remains out of reach.
In other news, starting Monday, Amtrak rolled out its long-awaited Mardi Gras service train line, a twice-daily passenger train connecting Mobile, Alabama to New Orleans with stops along the Mississippi Gulf Coast like Biloxi, Gulfport, and Bay St. Louis. City leaders celebrate the opening of the line this past Saturday, August 16th, with a press conference inside the U.S. terminal. The first public departures ran as scheduled Monday, with the first train leaving Mobile at 6:30. Arrival in Mobile was about 30 to 35 minutes late due to an incident on the line. This marks the first passenger rail service in New Orleans since Hurricane Katrina. The service aims to boost local economies, enhance tourism, and offer a convenient, scenic alternative to driving.
And now, here comes Wolf TV Trivia. Now let's look at today's sports news. The Wolves football team takes on the John Curtis Patriots tonight in Hunter Stadium in the annual scrimmage. The Wolves have worked hard over the offseason and look forward to facing their first opponent in the 2025 season. Next week, the Wolves will once again play at home for the annual Jamboree versus the Rummel Raiders.
Week 2 of the NFL preseason has lots of surprises. For example, the Chicago Bears blew out the Buffalo Bills 38-0. Caleb Williams, starting quarterback for the Bears, played an exceptional game, completing 6 out of his 10 attempted passes. He threw for 107 yards and had a touchdown pass. He also led the Bears on a 92-yard drive that resulted in a touchdown. Tyson Bagent, the backup quarterback for the Bears, had a very successful game while he played, completing 13 out of his 22 passes attempted and throwing for 196 yards and 1 passing touchdown. One final player that stood out in the game was Ian Wheeler, who is returning from an ACL injury. Wheeler had 19 carries for 80 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Overall, the Bears' defense dominated the Bills in the game, only allowing 181 all-purpose yards. The Denver Broncos had a dominant win over the Arizona Cardinals with a score of 27-7. Some notable players from the Broncos were Jarrett Stidham, Troy Franklin, and Evan Ingram. Jarrett is the backup quarterback for the Broncos, and he completed 16 of his 23 attempted passes. Throwing for 240 yards and 2 passing touchdowns, Troy Franklin, wide receiver for the, had 4 catches for 67
And now it's time for History Today.
Now let's look at the world of entertainment. The Bad Guys 2 came out August 1st, 2025, and after being released 19 days ago, it grossed over $84 million globally. The story follows the crew of the Bad Guys from the first film trying to make it in the real world without causing havoc. A new addition to the movie is its introduction of 3 bad gals as the antagonists who need the Bad Guys' help to complete their heist. With an outstanding popcorn meter of 95%, the audience says the animation was superb and the movie is a great sequel to the first with a great story. The film also has plenty of funny moments along the way. The Rotten Tomatoes score is 87%. The critics say almost exactly what the audience says, a great story and a good sequel. Sounds to me like the Bad Guys might be good for business.
And now for the joke of the day. Why don't skeletons fight each other?
I don't know, why don't they?
Because they don't have the guts. Well, that's our show for today, Wolves. Thank you for watching Wolf TV, and until next time, let's make it a great day.